Good evening. My name is Kate Hulin. Tonight I want to explore the idea of perseverance. The great American poet, Maya Angelou, once said that in life you may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter these defeats, so you can know who you are. Through my recital this evening, I hope to delve into how different writers convey the challenge of perseverance. I would like to begin with the poem Tregardock by John Benjamin. In this poem, Benjamin is hurt and dismayed by the press and considers suicide. A mist that from the moor arose in seafoam wraps Port Isaac Bay. The moan of warning from Trevose makes grimmer this October day. Only the shore and cliffs are clear, gigantic slithering shelves of slate in waiting awfulness appear like journalism, full of hate. On the steep path, a bramble leaf stands motionless and wet with dew. The grass bends down, the brackens brown, the grey-green gorse alone is new. Cautious, my sliding footsteps go to quarried rock and dripping cave. The ocean, leaden still below, hardly has strength to lift a wave. I watch it crisp into its height and flap exhausted on the beach. The long surf, menacing and white, hissing as far as it can reach. The dunlin do not move. Each bird is stationary on the sand, as if a spirit in it heard the final end of sea and land. And I, on my volcano edge, exposed to ridicule and hate, still do not dare to leap the ledge and smash to pieces on the slate. Thank goodness Benjamin walked down from that cliff and kept writing beautiful poetry. Perseverance can also be found in pursuing an aim, even when it seems impossible. Take Mary Lennox in The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett, for instance. Despite Mr. Craven's determined effort to prevent anyone from finding the secret garden, she did not give up. In fact, here is the moment she finally succeeded. Mary stepped close to the robin, and suddenly a gust of wind swung aside some loose ivy. She jumped towards it and caught it in her hand. This she did because she had seen something under it. It was the knob of a door. Mary's heart began to thump, and her hands to shake a little in her delight and excitement. The robin kept singing away and tilting his head on one side. What was this under her hands, which her fingers found a hole in? It was the lock of the door, which had been closed 10 years. She put her hand in her pocket and drew out the key, and found it fitted the keyhole. She put the key in and turned it. It took 2 hands to do it, but it did turn. Then she took a long breath and looked behind her up the long walk to see if anyone was coming. No one ever did come. She held back the swinging curtain of ivy and pushed back the door, which opened slowly, slowly. Then she slipped through it and shut it behind her, looking about her and breathing quite fast with excitement, wonder, and delight. She was standing inside the secret garden. Children can be indomitable, can't they? My last piece is about another child who remains positive in a very difficult situation. In this scene from Every Brilliant Thing by Duncan Macmillan, a child tries to help her mother, who has attempted to kill herself, to see what things make life worth living. The list began after her first attempt A list of everything brilliant about the world, everything worth living for. 1. Ice cream. 2. Water fights. 3. Staying up past your bedtime and being allowed to watch TV. 4. The colour yellow. 5. Things with stripes. 6. Roller coasters. 7. People falling over. All things that at 7 I thought were really good, but not necessarily things Mum would agree with. I started the list on the 9th of November 2012. Up until that day, my only experience of death was that of my dog, Sherlock Bones. Sherlock Bones was older than me. He was really sick, so the vet came around to put him down. I held Sherlock Bones, who I had known my entire life. I held him as he died, and he became lighter or heavier. I'm not sure, but different. And that was my experience of death. A loved one becoming an object and being taken away forever. It's the 9th of November 2013. It's dark and it's late. All the other kids had gone home long ago. Eventually, my dad pulls up. Now, normally it's my mum who picks me up. Normally she's on time. Normally I travel in the back because I am 7 and I make things sticky. But this time, he opens the door to the front passenger seat. Dad looked at me. I looked at him. When something bad happens, your body feels it before your brain can know what's happening. Eventually, I got in the car. We sat in silence. The only thing he said to me was, "Your mother's done something stupid." I didn't know what that meant. At the hospital, Mum saw me and said, "Not her." So I sat in the corridor next to an old couple who bought me a carton of juice and some chocolate from the machine. I don't know exactly when I had the idea for the list, but it was here with the old people that I started to write it down. 8 juice, 9 chocolate, 10 kind old people who aren't weird and don't smell unusual. By the time the list was 8 pages long and had 314 things in it, I left it on her pillow with the title, "Every Brilliant Thing." I find that scene very touching and inspiring too. Even when things are really hard, she finds things to be joyful about. Perseverance is a combination of positivity and patience, the ability to keep going through the sad days, knowing better times will come. This is summed up really well in the philosophy of Winnie the Pooh, when he says, "Rivers know this. There is no hurry. We shall get there someday."